I'm playing Shenmue 3. Very funny and fitting for today's video because Shenmue 3 added a fishing minigame to this series, and that's what we are talking about today. Fishing games! Because I think I found a new favorite genre of mine. Let's light a candle, let's get comfortable, and have a can of Lech. I'll tell you a story about this one later. How I found this game in the fishing genre is I just looked up the developer of the Harvest Moon games, one of my favorite series of all time. And they actually made a series that's like half role-playing games, half fishing game called River King or Legend of the River King or Harvest Fishing in Europe. Like I got the PS2 game for that. And then I found out they had a series of fishing simulation games on PS1, Dreamcast, PS2, and so on. And I started to get into this. Like I'm playing the first game right now and I'm blown away. This is so much fun. I've never played a fishing game outside of Sega Bass Fishing in the past. I wasn't really into that one, but this one I'm really, really digging. Let's talk about the Lech a little bit. This is a Polish beer with lime and mint. The only reason I have this, I met up with Adam Koralik a few weeks ago and we went to the Polish border and I had to get some cash for a restaurant we went to. And in the end I had some zloty left over. Zloty is the Polish currency. And we went to the supermarket and I got some candy and some Lech. This is actually pretty good. I like this one. So if you're in Poland, get some Lech. Apparently a big brand. Apparently it's also sold here in Germany. I've never seen it before and I was interested. I like the mint in here. Basically like our German Radler with mint. And I like that. I like Radler. I'm a fan. Anyway, Real Fishing. This is the fishing simulation game I told you about. Real Fishing for the PS1. Developed by Victor and published by Natsume in the West. Real Fishing, also known Fish Eye in Japan, is a fishing simulation game. This is all you do in this game. You fish for fish. What's actually pretty cool is you have a little fishing cottage room here that you can do things at. You have two fish tanks, one for, I think, like salt water, one for fresh water. I'm not so sure. You can just watch the fish tank if you want to. There's actually from what I've heard, a rather deep aquarium simulation thing in there. So the fish tank, you can fish your own fish, put them in here, watch them. You can make them die. You cannot feed them. Like, let's feed them a little bit. Here, eat some worms, my babies. Here you go. Anyway, the fish tank one is not really what I'm looking for. Not a big fan of this. Nowhere near as good as Seaman. So not interested. This is our fishing license. You actually can finish some challenges in this to unlock new stages. This is the fishing master.
I have fished all over the world.
Always giving us tips and little stories to look at. And where the game actually starts is this album in here. These are the levels, the brook, the stream, the creek, the pond, the lake, and you can unlock more. I just haven't yet. And in each of these you can catch different fish, and in each of these you have to do certain objectives to unlock the next level. So in the lake level that I just unlocked, we have to fish for a black bass of a certain size. I think like 15 point something inches. So what we can do, first of all, like look at these backgrounds. They are like animated GIFs of photographs. You can actually interact with it, like your fishing line can get caught between the plants in the back there. And it can rip, and if it rips, like all your bait and so is gone, and you can't use it anymore. Anyway, we can select the tackle. Spinning rod, let's do this, and the frog one. I like this, so let's do some bass fishing. I'm playing on the Anbanic RG351MP or something. I'm not so sure what the name of it is right now, but one of these emulation handhelds. Actually the one that has the 4x3 screen on it, not the 3x2 screen, which is only really useful for Game Boy Advance and nothing else. So I got the 4x3 model. It's just the quickest way to look at games, check them out, load a ROM, load an ISO, and catch them. So we have a black bass right here. So now it's running away. We have to wait for it to slow down a little bit, and then we can reel it in by pressing what on the PlayStation should be the X button. It's a B button for me at the moment. So, oh, now it's fighting back. Let's let it go. Oh, when it does this, you press the button up basically, and either it turns this direction and we can keep reeling, or it continues to run to the left. And if you then continue to reel, right, two forces pulling into different directions, then the line will snap and you will lose the bait and you'll lose all the equipment attached to the line. And you only have one copy of each. Like if it rips, that's it in your save file. You have to reload an older one in order to get that back. And that's it. That's the game. Very relaxing. This bass is really fighting. The earlier levels, you can catch fish pretty quickly. It's not hard to do. But in these later levels, like I'm in one of the later levels right now, these black bass are really fighting back. You can see that. Okay, and here it is. Let's see. Oh, 13.3. No, we need 15 point something. We can put it into the live well. The live well will basically give us the option to put it into the fish tank later on, or release it. It doesn't matter, it will record your biggest size and your records either way. So I'll just release it. I don't really care about the fish tank too much. You can manipulate the lure by moving your fishing rod left and right, so it will go this direction. It doesn't really matter in the beginning stages, but right here, because I'm not a fisherman. I don't care about fishing, actually. I hate fishing in real life. But these fishing games, I just love them. So apparently, if you want to catch bass, they want movement. So we have a lure in the shape of a frog, and we have to pull it back. This is what you see in all of the American movies. Apparently catching black bass is a big sport over there. Not so much in Japan, this game's country of origin. I like to catch smaller fish. Apparently I've learned a little bit about fishing culture between the countries. But what I like about this game, first of all, the animated backgrounds, the music, very relaxing. The shitty FMV intro, the atmosphere of being in that fishing room. It is the water room or the wet room or the aqua room or something. The name in the game is pretty weird. Overall, the translation of this is typical Natsume. I think that's what it's called, translation. So don't rely on it to be very accurate or actually give you right information. Also with the manual, I looked at the online manual. So I found a PDF of it. And it's not accurate. Some of the things are, I'm pretty sure, just made up. There's one tip in it by some guy who it says like, oh, I don't usually give fishing tips, but it's my birthday today, so I will tell you a secret. And I'm pretty sure the technique he's describing is just not in the game. So it doesn't do anything, or it's actually detrimental to your fishing options. And that's the game. And I love it. I'm just sitting here fishing for fish with the biggest size. It's, of course, your technique that you have. If you let a big one go away or get away, you don't get that record in your books. But of course it is RNG. Very random what size you get, what fish bites, if it decides to just break your line. I'm probably doing everything wrong I can here. If there are fishing game experts or fishing experts in the comments, let me know. But anyway, that is, let's get back to the Aqua Room is the name of it. Let's just relax in here a little bit. Now I'm in a bit of a predicament now. I want to collect these games, the real fishing games, but when it comes to PlayStation 1, I only collect US games because I really don't like the PlayStation 1 cases. Let's go over to my PlayStation 1 collection to show you what I mean. So I have a couple of PlayStation 1 games from when I used to collect them. This is Klonoa. And I'm just not a big fan of these cases. Like, they break, the manual's loose in there. So if I open this up, the manual will just fall out. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, they're not terrible. They're not Dreamcast European cases, but still not my favorite at all. Let's put this here. Whereas the US cases are standard clamshells. And I really like these jewel case, not clamshell, but jewel case games. They are thin, they are sleek, they look good. The manual is secure in there because it's also the cover of the game. I just prefer the form factor of these games, and also like PAL games, even though I'm not really playing the physical games anymore for the most part. They are 50 hertz, they have black bars at the top and bottom and so on. So if I get the European version of a game, I always feel like I'm getting an inferior product. Even though it's just a collectible. Like, I'm not playing these physical copies, at least not always. So I just want the US versions for the collection, not the European one. So what am I getting at? These real fishing games, they're not rare, they're not hard to find. They are literally like $5 to $10 on eBay in the US. Well, but I have to ship them to Germany. And I have to pay import fees on them. So like a 10 euro game easily turns into 30 plus euros in the end. And that's very annoying. I know that I can probably go to a game store in the US and buy these games for a few dollars. But I have to import them and so on. So is it worth that? Do I want these in my collection? Yes, I do. Can I get over having the European version to avoid having to pay all the shipping and import fees and all of that annoying stuff? I'm not so sure. I don't really care about PAL versions when it comes to PS2 or the PSP or the later games in this series. There are 2 Switch games in this series. However, with PS1, I just don't know. Can I get the European games? Tell me in the comments, what do you think? Should I go all out, get the US games? Or should I settle for the PAL games, save some money, save some energy, save some mental brain power on processing all of this collecting decision bias bullcrap that I'm making my life harder with? I know I could have an easy life, but I just don't. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will check out more of the real fishing games in the future. Subscribe if you want to learn about those. See you next time.